Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. Very uneventful day for SPY with an extremely tight range, but some individual names stood out for volatility. We'll check in on some trades. We'll look at our laggard sectors that we've been scouting for a couple of weeks and how they need to follow through to start May. And we'll check in on the Tesla earnings reactions with a big earnings week upcoming and the FOMC on Wednesday. So starting out with SPY, you can see we need a magnifying glass to look at today's range. Very, very tight. And when you look at the end of the day, you can see a big flush and drop to a new low, and then your standard 5-minute equilibrium resulting from that drop and some market sells probably behind it. But again, very magnified because the entire day range was so small. So a big $1 down candle looks like it's the end of the world. But again, zoom out to the daily time frame. What did that sell-off do? Absolutely nothing. So we do still have a triple top at the all-time high. Looking at the futures market right now, it's just a battle of that resistance level. We topped out, we failed to break it. Now we got a triple top, and we're battling around at that level. I would need to see, at this point, a loss of the 4-hour higher low for us to say, uh-oh, that's a pretty clear rejection. Need to be a bit cautious. But as long as that 4-hour higher low holds, the bulls are just fine. And as far as SPY is concerned, we've got our new daily benchmark level of 410.59 for the bulls to keep their complete control of the daily uptrend. QQQ all-time high back in play. Bull move today, 342.23. That's less than 0.5% away. And again, we would have to break the low of 333.97 for there to be any red flag for the bulls on this daily chart. IWM got a bull break. We had a little triple top at the 226s to end last week, and we have followed through over those levels. Our weekly higher low is now set at 215.24, and we're looking back at the all-time high, which is less than 3% away. Financial sector, new all-time high today. That was a lot of the selling that we saw. Look at the end of the day action, same 5-minute chart, and if you pull up QQQ, we can see it wasn't nearly the same kind of reaction. QQQ bulls responded, whereas XLF was the weak link at the end of the day. But the hourly uptrend is still intact. It was a profit-taking day all day after the initial morning bull move, but line in the sand is there. Anything above 34.42 keeps the bulls in control, and we did hit a new all-time high today. Healthcare sector, daily inside bar, we're due for consolidation. We haven't set a clear daily higher low in 2 weeks, so what the market bulls are hoping for is our other sectors to stay strong while XLV takes a breather. And if we break this inside bar bearish, we're going to watch the daily EMA 12 as a guide. Bulls want to hold that to remain their strongest. But again, tons of space for a daily higher low in the healthcare sector. Biotech follow through. Inside bar bull break. At this point, from the bear break that saw zero follow through, we've gone 11% to the upside. So certainly a very successful trade at this point. I'm still in 70% of my swing position. We're looking at 139.81, which is a key resistance level. And at this point, we need to determine if you're in a swing position, are you going to hold through daily consolidation or are you going to lock in profit and look to reload daily consolidation? Because we know this move is coming off our low. And if we are going to set our monthly higher low, which is what the goal for this shift is for the bulls, we have to confirm a daily trend change, which means topping out, hold the low, and see follow through. If we see green tomorrow, I will be looking to exit my swing position and lock everything in because RSI levels on the hourly and 4-hour time frames will be significant enough, and the gains will be significant enough that that will be worth taking for me, and I'll be open to re-entering on a daily higher low. But again, I am just looking at shorter term swings and practicing being a day trader, and it's gone well this month. And again, no hourly support nearby. Short-term little level of 137.95, but if we were to start with some bull action tomorrow, all of those reasons, I would likely take some profit. SMH, bull move on the 3-day sideways range, and we're looking back at the all-time high. So weekly higher low is set, and we're looking at 257.54, 258.59. This is a cup and handle on the weekly chart. It's just whether or not the bulls are able to follow through or not. Solar following through. Again, one of our laggard sectors held support, triple bottom down there, and now 94.24 key resistance. Size of the bounce, we got biotech sector going 11%, up 13% from the low. Same thing, we will need a daily trend change to follow through with this bounce. NIO, same thing, laggard name, trying to set a monthly high or low, very significant bull move, 20% plus over the last 6 days. So again, it's biotech, just blanked. Biotech, EV, solar. MJ is the weakest of our laggard names. Trying to see a little bit of a bounce, but nowhere near doing what we're seeing our other names in the other sectors that are similar setups doing. So US MJ is weak. Canadian MJ a little bit stronger, but not by much. APHA showing us something. Daily bear flag confirmed with zero follow through. Has us looking in the other direction. But again, overall, MJ is the least performing laggard sector of the bunch. Everybody needs daily trend changes. The VIX, sideways, not a whole lot going on, but bulls holding well considering the market is still so strong. And if the inside bar breaks bullish, we're looking at our high of 1990. If it breaks bearish, we're looking back down towards 1540 support. I would call it a confirmed daily trend change if 1990 were to break from here. So that's it for stocks. I'm going to look at some trades I did today. GME was an entry I made for a swing position. And we got MindMed, which is a penny stock, so I probably won't cover it, but it's a mushroom play, uplisting news. We got the dollar, daily bear flag, 4-hour bear flag possible. So the bulls need to regain the 4-hour trend in their favor. I would say the bears keep complete control as long as 91.43 is resistance. So that's going to be a key level that we're keeping an eye on. But we know the dollar is due for at least a short-term shift in momentum after the bears have completely controlled 3 weeks in a row. So it won't surprise us when it happens, but there's no sign of it. Gold and silver, bull break on the daily with a lack of follow-through. Not ideal, but still maintaining higher lows. So gold trying to confirm a 4-hour trend change back in their favor. Trying to set a daily higher low and look back at the recent top of 1798, which was a triple top essentially. And silver's a daily inside bar today, trying to keep the daily higher lows going. If we lose daily higher lows in the metals, we zoom out. Sorry about that, I just had to cut short. We had GME news and I am in a swing position, but it's a bull reaction, so we're okay for now. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So daily higher lows are key for the metal bulls to maintain. If we lose them, we zoom out and scout a weekly higher low. So daily higher lows, the longer we can hold them, the better, and the more comfortable the bulls will be. Miners, same thing, looking for a daily higher low, anything above 35.59 on GDX, trying to keep the daily uptrend going. Oil, very close. This is good defense by the bulls for now, but we were on the verge of confirming a daily bear flag, which would have confirmed a weekly lower high being set, but bulls played defense. If they can turn around and break resistance of 62.43, it'll be notable as far as saving support. So we're on the verge of a weekly lower high being set, but not yet as long as 60.61 holds, which we held by 5 pennies today. Natural gas bulls keeping their control, daily follow through. Again, it was all starting from a weekly bear flag confirmed with 0 bear follow through. And now it's been bulls ever since that moment. So next resistance is up at 2965. Weekly time frame, notable move off the lows. Monthly trying to set a higher low off EMA support. And bulls slowly regaining some momentum in their favor. All right, so on to the GME trade. So let's set the backdrop. Bigger picture, why am I interested in this name? Honestly, I looked at my results on 2021, and GME is my number 4 most profitable stock. And I had no idea it would be that high. And so I looked at that and said, I should keep trading GME. And then I pulled up this weekly chart and said, okay, that's a picture-perfect equilibrium. I know I'm scouting for a higher low. Equilibriums happen after massive volatility. We've certainly had massive volatility. We're scouting a weekly higher low. We're grinding EMA 12 support. We're looking to break the pattern of a lower high every week. I was interested in it last week. I made an entry on Monday. And I was looking for the break of 174.09. So I made an entry pre-market on Monday. in the upper 160s. We broke 174.09 and then instantly dropped back down, which was instantly a red flag for me. I exited with insignificant taco profit. And I said, okay, we're not ready yet. Because if we were ready, we would have broken 174.20 and seen bull volume and follow through. So the lesson there, cut it when it's not, when you're getting red flags, and that leaves you in the game for the next trade. So rather than having to sit through 10% of downside, I am now ready with a fresh, clean slate to jump on the opportunity today. And that's another note on XBI. I stopped out of XBI trying to make a bullish entry. I forget when, but before the move took place. It was a tiny loss, reestablished myself, not yet, too soon, and then got the really good entry. So the point is, keep the losers small, but don't give up on the bigger picture time frame, because even if it's not today, that doesn't ruin a monthly or a weekly setup. So for GME, that's the backdrop. So I'm looking for a bullish entry today. Actually, I wasn't. I was not looking for a bullish entry today. The bulls showed up this morning. There was some notable volume, some people talking about it in the chat room, so it did put it on my radar. But I was watching 175 is the most important resistance, and I was pretty much telling myself, all right, if we don't break 175, then I don't really care yet. But we hit a high of the day, 160. We consolidated all morning, slowly creeped our way back up. And then as we stalled out here, I said, all right, I am making a bull entry. So it was just a small swing-sized position. I made my bull entry, and it was right into this momentum. I believe my entry was 159.75. Normally, I would wait for the resistance break, but once this volume started showing up, I was pretty confident it was going to break. So I'm in 159.75. Great follow through. Now I'm extremely comfortable in this trade. What I did from there is day trade to continue lowering the cost basis of my swing. So swing 159.75. I then entered the exact same amount of shares on this 2-minute consolidation, flipped it bullish, just $1 of upside. Sure, I left a bunch of money on the table, but again, the goal of this trade is to just flip it real quick and continue lowering the cost basis of my swing. So flipped it for $1. Swing now goes from 159.75 to 158.75. From there, I see another clear setup on the 15-minute time frame. I'm looking for a higher low. I've got EMA 12 support approaching. I'm looking for a bull entry. So I zoom into the 2-minute time frame. What is the indication that a 15-minute higher low has been set? It's a 2-minute trend change. Well, here is a nice 2-minute inverse head and shoulders setup. I made my bull entry here. I sold it on this break, $1 higher. Again, left money on the table, but that's what my swing position is for. The day trade, now my break even is 157.75. So just a couple little flips to get that break even really comfortable. And now in after hours, we got this news reaction. We're looking extremely likely to break 175 tomorrow. We're then going to be looking at 185.88, 200 psychological. My target for this trade is over 200. There's a ton of space on the weekly where this move could get follow through too. I'll probably take half over 200, but I'm going to watch to see what the bulls can do with it tomorrow. But perhaps the volume, you look at this and say, oh, luck out on news. Absolutely. But, you know, this volume tells me people probably knew, and we're establishing positions today based on this news coming out. So that swing trade's going well. And again, the medicinal mushroom play, MindMed, bought Friday into the end of the day after missing most of the big gap up on Friday, but got way more than I was looking for today. I was looking for a day or two maker, and the open gave me a week maker. And when you give me a week maker on a gap up OTC name, I will instantly take it every time and have zero regrets. So it's going to be uplisted on the NASDAQ tomorrow. You're probably going to hear about it a lot more whenever there's any kind of law changes or any kind of hype in the alternative medicine space. So that's a name to be keeping an eye on. But I do expect to sell the news reaction on the uplisting, and we'll be watching for an hourly higher low to be a result of that. So a very solid day. Probably the best day in a month plus. And I'll keep you posted on XBI and GME. GME looking for 200 plus. XBI probably going to lock in some profit here, some more profit in the short term. Other than that, some nice weekend trades in crypto. Put out a video covering that. and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Dogwoods are in bloom. The lilacs are starting to bloom. That's my favorite spring smell. These big green bushes. The flowers are starting to come on. And they're just so strong that it's a cloud when you walk outside the house of just real good flower smell. I'm going to transplant a fig tree that was given to me in this spot where the bush was taken out from the lawnmower. And a surprising number of people thought that I was actually 6 beers deep trading on my laptop and ran off the lawn into a bush. The reality is something's wrong with one of my wheels and it was wet out, and once I got on the momentum I lost it. Rather than stopping, I tried to turn and it didn't turn. Got some new flowers that I transplanted. These are perennials that'll come up every year, just plugging holes. In another few years there will be no space anywhere. I don't know what they are, some kind of lilies. Don't know what these are, maybe some kind of tulip variety. I don't really care about what things are much, because I'm not going to eat these. We're going to call this one Paprika Lily. That's the new variety name. In this spot here, this is a rock that I put bird seed on. That's a fig tree. The figs are one of the last trees or bushes to put out any leaves. And in this spot, I'm going to transplant a bunch of snapdragons that I have, and those are perennials and it'll keep coming back. Excited about that.